Welcome to the TxDOT Open House presentation for the US 54 Dalhart Roadway Rehabilitation Project. TxDOT is working in coordination with City of Dalhart and Hartley and Dalham counties on this project, and I would like to recognize them as our partner agencies. We appreciate your interest and involvement in this project. Safety is priority number one. When it comes to traveling, no matter how you get where you're going, safety should always be your number one priority. Being safe means being aware of a lot of things: weather conditions, other drivers and travelers, and emergency and construction personnel. We are in the storm season, and that means we all need to be prepared for different weather conditions, including thunderstorms, hail, flash flooding, and tornadoes. Flash flooding is the leading cause of weather-related deaths in Texas. As little as 6 inches of water can float some vehicles. If you encounter a flooded road, turn around, don't drown. It's important to be aware of these dangers and prepare ahead of time. This open house presentation will provide an overview of the project. We will discuss why we are here, the project location, scope, and timeline, and what improvements are proposed. We will then discuss what exhibits are available for review. So why are we here? TxDOT is conducting this public open house to communicate with you the proposed improvements on US 54 so that you can be involved in this project by providing comments and feedback. As part of this project, we are committed to implementing a sound public involvement process to keep the impacted community engaged. The information that we will be discussing includes the previous public involvement held, what you can expect from the project, detailed project information, a status update, and the overall project timeline. TxDOT believes comments and feedback from the public make projects better. Please provide your comments and feedback so that we can review and incorporate into the project if possible. At this time, we will provide an overview of project information and proposed design features for the US 54 Roadway Rehabilitation Project. I will start with a review of the previous public involvement regarding the US 54 corridor in Dalhart. As many of you may remember, a public meeting was held on January 22, 2018, to discuss various relief route alternatives. Several conceptual alignments for added traffic capacity were discussed that had been developed as part of a feasibility study, with the goal to alleviate the City of Dalhart's issues with freight traffic traveling on US 54 through the city. Based on the public input that was received, it was determined to keep truck traffic on the existing route through Dalhart and to assess what improvements can be made on US 54 through Dalhart. That assessment has led to the project we are here to discuss today, which is focused on the rehabilitation of US 54. We will be presenting improvements proposed on the existing US 54 route through the City of Dalhart. The US 54 Roadway Rehabilitation Project limits extend along US 54 into the City of Dalhart for approximately 1.8 miles, from the Rita Blanca Creek Bridge to US 87 in Hartley and Dalham counties. The US 54 facility is part of the Texas Highway Freight Network and is a primary southwest to northeast thoroughfare through the City of Dalhart. The project is needed because the current freight traffic is resulting in a deteriorating asphalt roadway. The project scope includes rehabilitating the existing US 54 roadway from the existing pavement to long-lasting, durable, low-maintenance concrete pavement. Between the Dalhart city limits and the 7th Street Denver Avenue intersection, the project proposes a 3-lane section. Between the 7th Street Denver Avenue intersection and US 87, the project maintains a 4-lane section. We will discuss these sections in more detail later in the presentation. The proposed project does require additional right-of-way at one property in order to improve truck turning movements. There are no residential or commercial displacements. TxDOT staff can assist you should you have questions regarding the right-of-way process. The project will also include sidewalks and pedestrian accommodations from the Dalhart city limits to US 87 and shared use lanes for bicycle accommodation. This figure represents the US 54 Roadway Rehabilitation Project's anticipated timeline. The project began in July 2018 with preliminary engineering and data collection which has continued to today. As you can see in red, we are here at the open house. Utility coordination is currently underway and will continue through the project. We anticipate environmental clearance in September of this year. Utility coordination has begun and will continue until identified relocations are complete and the project is ready to let for construction, which is anticipated for the fall of 2022. Roadway construction dates are still to be determined. We will now take a look at the existing US 54. In this photo, we are looking northeast from the Rita Blanca Creek Bridge at the existing 2-lane section between the project limits and the city limits. This section includes 2 12-foot lanes, 1 in each direction, and 10-foot shoulders. Here we are looking west at the existing 5-lane section between the city limits and B Street. This section includes 2 lanes in each direction and 1 center turn lane. Here we are looking east at the existing 4-lane section between B Street and Denver Avenue. This section includes 4 11-foot lanes, 2 in each direction, and discontinuous sidewalks. Here we are looking north at the existing 4-lane section between 7th Street and 2nd Street. This section includes 4 lanes, 2 in each direction. In this photo, we are looking at the end project limits at US 54 and US 87. The existing concrete pavement in this location will remain, and sidewalks are proposed at the railroad crossing to connect with existing sidewalks at US 87. Proposed improvements include rehabilitating the existing pavement to concrete from the Rita Blanca Creek Bridge to 2nd Street, adding continuous sidewalks and pedestrian accommodations from the Dalhart city limits to US 87, and shared use lanes from the city limits to 2nd Street, and reconstructing driveways. Shown here are the proposed improvements for the first section, shown in yellow, between the beginning of the project at the Rita Blanca Creek Bridge and the south city limits. On the top left is an illustration of the existing roadway typical cross-section, showing 2 12-foot lanes, 1 in each direction, and 10-foot shoulders. On the top right is an illustration of the proposed improvements, which will be in the same configuration as existing, but constructed with durable concrete pavement. This section of the project is classified as rural, and sidewalks are not proposed. The next section of the project, shown in magenta, is located between the city limits and B Street. On the left, the illustration of the existing roadway shows 5 travel lanes, 2 in each direction, varying between 10 to 13 foot, and 1 12-foot turn lane in the center. This section currently includes curb and gutter, but no continuous sidewalk. On the right, the illustration of the proposed improvements section shows 2 14-foot shared use lanes, 1 in each direction, and a 14-foot center turn lane. The proposed section will also include sidewalks that vary from 5 to 6 foot in width. This section of the project, shown in blue, is located between B Street and Denver Avenue. On the left, the illustration of the existing roadway shows 4 11-foot travel lanes, 2 in each direction, with discontinuous 5-foot sidewalks. On the right, the illustration of the proposed improvements section shows 2 14-foot shared use lanes, 1 in each direction, and a 14-foot center turn lane. The proposed section will also include continuous 5-foot sidewalks. The proposed 3-lane section in these locations will provide 1 14-foot lane in each direction and a continuous left turn lane in the center. The addition of this continuous left turn lane through these sections will improve traffic operations by allowing left-turning vehicles to move out of the through travel lanes instead of slowing and stopping in the inside lane to wait for a gap in traffic in the opposing direction. In the existing 4-lane configuration, through vehicles must change lanes to pass or wait for the vehicle in front to turn. Currently, the existing lane widths do not meet current standards for 12-foot inside lanes and 14-foot width outside lanes. The 14-foot shared use lane is needed to meet current requirements for bicycle accommodations. TxDOT proactively plans, designs, and constructs facilities to safely accommodate bicyclists and pedestrians in accordance with the U.S. Department of Transportation policy statement on bicycles and pedestrian accommodation. The limited right-of-way width in this section sets the roadway width for the entire project limits from the west city limits to the Denver Avenue intersection and prevents any widening of US 54. The final reconstruction section of the project, shown in orange, is located between 7th Street and 2nd Street, ending just prior to the railroad crossing. On the left, the illustration of the existing roadway shows 4 travel lanes, 2 in each direction. The outside lane widths are 16.5 feet and the inside lanes are 12 feet in each direction. The existing sidewalk widths vary. On the right, the illustration of the proposed improvements is similar to the existing 4-lane section. The proposed reconstructed sidewalk would vary from 5 to 6 feet. Project improvements from the end of this section to the US 87 intersection will include the addition of sidewalk and repairing sections of the existing concrete pavement. The project proposes approximately 0.03 acres of additional right-of-way from one property located at the northwest corner of the US 54 7th Street and Denver Avenue intersection. Shown in blue is the approximate vehicle path of a truck turning from southbound Denver Avenue to westbound 7th Street with a proposed intersection design. Shown in the photo on the left, a truck making this turn at the existing intersection must cross into the eastbound lanes to avoid rear-wheel tracking over the curb. The proposed right-of-way would be acquired from the Toot and Totem at this location in order to widen the intersection and provide more space for turning vehicles. There are no anticipated relocations of existing businesses or residences. A construction phasing plan is currently under development, but it is anticipated that the majority of roadway construction will be completed in 4 phases. The use of accelerated construction techniques, such as milestones, may be used to encourage early completion. Phase 1 of the construction phasing, shown in yellow, consists of reconstructing the eastbound lanes between the Rita Blanca Creek Bridge and the 7th Street Denver Avenue intersection. All traffic would be shifted onto the existing westbound lanes, shown in magenta on the map. Construction would be staged to maintain access to properties along US 54. Phase 2, shown in magenta, consists of reconstructing the westbound lanes between the Rita Blanca Creek Bridge and 7th Street Denver Avenue intersection. All traffic would be shifted onto the newly reconstructed eastbound lanes, shown in yellow on the map. Construction would be staged to maintain access to properties along US 54. Phase 3, shown in blue, consists of reconstructing the northbound lanes between the 7th Street Denver Avenue intersection and US 87. All traffic would be shifted onto the existing southbound lanes, shown in orange on the map. Construction would be staged to maintain access to properties along US 54. Phase 4, shown in orange, consists of reconstructing the southbound lanes between the 7th Street Denver Avenue intersection and US 87. All traffic would be shifted onto the newly constructed northbound lanes, shown in blue on the map. Construction would be staged to maintain access to properties along US 54. This concludes the project overview portion of the presentation, and we will now discuss additional information regarding public comments and the remainder of this open house. TxDOT values your input and requests your feedback on the proposed improvements to US 54. The primary objective for today's public open house is to engage the community and to offer you with an opportunity to ask questions and provide valuable feedback and comments regarding the design elements of the US 54 Dalhart Roadway Rehabilitation Project. To ensure we collect your input, please complete a comment form. Comment forms will be available for download on the project webpage at www.txdot.gov, keyword search US 54 Dalhart Roadway Rehabilitation. Please complete the comment form and return it to the TxDOT Amarillo District, 5715 Canyon Drive, Amarillo, Texas 79110. For your comments to be included in the official record, your feedback must be included on the comment card. Please note that all written comments must be received on or before Wednesday, July 24th. The following material is available for your review: a project location map, project timeline, typical sections, anticipated construction phasing, the concept schematic plan, traffic simulation videos, and public meeting comment forms. This concludes the presentation. Thank you again for participating in this public open house.